Okay, so let's look at a few hands playing in trumps. So this is Minibridge. So I'm not too concerned about the score, the bidding. So I've just put the contract here as 4 hearts. So what that means is we're going to make game or try to make game in hearts. North, South. So North has got 17 high card points and South has got 11. So we've got 28 high card points. Okay. So once we've counted all the aces, kings, queens, and jacks, between the two hands, we've got 28 points. So North is going to be the declarer. And we've got 9 trumps between us. Okay, hearts are trumps, 5 in the North hand, 4 in the South hand. So that's 9 trumps. So whenever we've got more than 8 trumps, we've got a good trump fit. So here 9 is good. And because we've got more than 25 points, or 25 points or more, then we should always go for game. So game in hearts is 10 tricks. So the book is 6. We add on 4, and that gives us 10 tricks. So North is declarer because I've got the most points. So East is going to be on lead. So when we're normally playing this, East would make a lead. Okay. And North would declare it, and the dummy hand would be coming down. So in Minibridge, the dummy hand can be exposed before the opening lead is. So we're going to play the Jack of Spades, okay, top of a sequence. And now the thing to do is sort of examine our tricks here. Now, count our tricks. So we call North the master hand. Okay, so we go for each suit. Now the Jack of Spades is led. If we put in the queen, the likelihood is it's going to be the king is going to be here, although it still could be in the east hand. All right, we don't know. Obviously, we can see all 4 hands, so I'm just kind of making it easy for you. But we would put on the queen on the first trick. But before we do that, we always go through. Okay, so we're just going to make the assumption that this queen of spades is going to lose to the king. So we've got 1 spade winner. Okay, so 1 spade winner. In hearts, we've got 9 cards in total. So the likelihood is when we're missing 4 hearts or 4 trumps or 4 cards in any suit, the likelihood is they're actually going to break 3-1. Okay, it's more likely that they break 3-1 rather than 2-2. Okay, so it's just mathematically that way. Now, if they break 3-1, we can play the ace of hearts, then a small one, a small heart to the king, and then a small heart back to the queen. Okay, and that will draw all the trumps out. That means we'll still have 2 hearts in the north hand and 1 heart in the south hand. So in hearts, we've got no losers. So this is what we do when we're in a trump suit. We go through each suit, find out how many losers we've got. So in the north hand so far, we've got 1 spade to lose. Hearts, we've got no losers. In diamonds, we play the 2 to the ace, and then 3 back to the king, and then this 4 of diamonds is going to lose. So we've got 1 loser in diamonds. Clubs, we can play a 5 of clubs to the queen, let's say, and then the ace will beat that. And then we've got the king and jack. So we've got 1 loser in clubs. So what we're hoping for, or our plan is that we're just going to lose 1 spade, 1 diamond, and 1 club. So is there any way we can get rid of any of these losers? So in clubs, we can't get rid of the club loser. As long as they play the ace of clubs at some point, then we're always going to lose a club. Is there any way we can get rid of this losing diamond? Okay, that's the question. And I don't think there's any way we'll get rid of that either. But what you're trying to do is find another suit or something we can park this 2 of diamonds on. And I don't think we can do it. It's not obvious anyway. Okay, so let's play. Looks like we should make this contract. Play the queen, and they cover it with a king, and we're going to go with the ace. Now, we've got nothing to ruff. So if you've got anything to ruff in the dummy hand, so if we could use dummy's trumps to ruff something, then we would do. Okay, we could potentially, without drawing the trumps first, okay, we could maybe, for example, if South had no clubs in the hand, we could play a club and ruff it, right? But as it turns out, we don't need to ruff anything in our hand. Okay, we can't rough anything. So if that's the case, we may as well draw trumps. Now, the safest way of drawing trumps, actually, by the way, so let's suppose the hearts actually break 4-0. Now, if West has 4 hearts to the jack, we can't actually pick them up. But if East has 4 hearts to the jack, we can do. We could play the ace of hearts. Now, as it turns out, the jack falls now. But let's say this hand was out of hearts. If the jack of hearts was over here, what we could do then later on is play what's known as a finesse. We could play the 2 of hearts, okay, and then put in the 10, assuming East plays low, and that would win the trick. But here we don't need to do that because the hearts are breaking it. Worst 3-1, and as it turns out, they are 3-1. Okay, so we'll play another. So now we've got rid of the hearts. So that's a good thing to do. Draw the trumps if we don't need any roughs. Okay, now what can we do? No point in playing any more trumps. We could just play the king of clubs, I guess, or jack of clubs. So let's say we go with the ace now. This hand now wins its 10 of spades. Okay, now as defender, you shouldn't really play another spade. Okay, if you play another spade and both hands are out, what can happen is there's this special play. So I'm actually going to do it. Okay, so let's play the 9 of spades. So as a defense, this is not a good thing. So the 9 of spades would be winning in no trumps. But in a trump contract, what can happen is this hand can ruff, and this hand could get rid of a losing card. Now, remember when we talked about the diamonds, we've got a losing diamond. So here we've roughed the spade, and now we can get rid of that losing diamond. So that is the one thing that you would not do in defense. So here we can't afford to continue the spades. Now it's a bit risky playing in the diamond, so I'm just going to play a club. Play the queen. Doesn't really matter which one we'll do. Continue with clubs. Throw some rubbishy way. That's the spade. Okay, we know that these are winners, but they're going to be out of them. Now what can we do? So we can try a heart to the 10. Throw another spade. Diamond back. Okay, we can play this 7 of hearts. Maybe they'll throw the wrong card away or something. So if this hand threw a diamond away, and then this hand threw a diamond away, we'd have the rest. But that would just be silly, okay? If you're counting the cards, you should know to throw the 9 of spades away. Likewise, there's no more clubs out, and you should be able to throw the club away. Okay. But that's okay. We've lost 3 tricks. We made 4 hearts exactly, and that is fine. So, new board. So don't worry about all these other things that I'm talking about. We will cover this again. So this is only a second lesson. We're just playing Minibridge, but I'm just going over some of the things that we will talk about more at length. So more skills for defense, more skills for declare a player in suit contracts and stuff. So we'll go over these kind of things again. Now, again, we're not talking about the bidding. So we're going to be in 4 hearts again. We've got 25 points combined, and we've got 9 card heart suit again. So, going to lead off the top of a sequence, jack of clubs. I'm going to put in the king. Partner covers it with the ace. Okay, I've actually rushed this a bit too much. Let's just come back a minute. So, as soon as you make the open lead, don't play a card. So, sorry about that. I shouldn't have done that. So, it looks like we're going to lose a club. Okay, so on the club lead, we're going to lose that. So this has got the most points. If we make this the master hand and see what happens. So spades, let's go from the top then. Spades, we're missing 5 spades. They're likely to break 3-2. When you have an odd number, they're more likely to break more kind of evenly, all right? So they're more likely to break 3-2 than say 4-1. So if they break 3-2, so if one hand has 3 spades and the other has 2, and we can see that is the case in this example, we're going to win all the spade tricks, okay? But the thing is, if we play all the spade tricks out, when we play the third spade, someone's going to be out of spades, okay? Because the best they can break is 3-2. So as soon as you play the third spade, somebody with only 2 spades can ruff it. So we'd need to draw trumps out first. Okay, but if we're just analyzing the suit on its own, we have no losers in the spade suit. Now, hearts, we have 9 hearts. So with 4 out, there is this rule called 8 ever, 9 never. All right, so whenever you're missing the queen, what you should do is play the ace and the king. Okay, there is this thing where you could take a finesse. So we could play the jack of hearts and run it and hope North has the queen of hearts. But when you've got 9 hearts between the 2 hands, you should play the ace and the king and hope that the queen drops. So hopefully we've got, but the thing is with 4 missing, and they quite often break 3-1, okay? So we might have 1 loser here. But we should have no losers in spades, maybe 1 heart loser. Now diamonds, we've potentially got 4 losers here because we've only got 1 here. So what we need to do is be roughing some of these. So when we lose our first diamond, we want to then rough 3 diamonds. Okay, now we can use a club to get rid of 1 of the diamonds, but we want to try and rough some of these diamonds. So it looks like we might have a heart loser, we're going to have a diamond loser, and we're going to have a club loser. So that's, again, 3 losers. So let's cover this first one. All right, now what are we going to come back? We could just come back a trump. So don't worry about in defense playing a trump back. That's normal to some extent, okay, playing a trump back. A lot of beginner defenders sort of say, whoa, that's their suit, okay? They've chosen hearts. We shouldn't be playing them, okay? But sometimes it's right to play trumps in order to try and draw them out, okay? Because if we play trumps against them, we can take 2 trumps off both of them because they can use the trumps for roughing, you see. So here, this hand here, I got nothing to rough, okay? So I may as well, but if you look at dummy, there's a singleton diamond there. So if East has got a lot of diamonds, this West hand could be roughing a lot of the diamonds. So I'm going to play a heart. Okay, now I'm going to go with the ace as discussed. We're going to play ace and king. Now, before I do that, I want to actually play a diamond, but I want to try and play towards strength. So I'm going to play a small spade. So it's to that. It's kind of a bit risky the way I'm doing it, but I'm going to play a diamond towards this. So this hand goes up with the ace. And what are we going to do? Well, may as well play that back. It's no harm, I don't think. Right. So I want to rough another diamond. So I can get back over here by playing a heart. Try to hope that the hearts break evenly. They don't. They break 3-1. So now we've got this losing heart, this queen. Now there's a lot of people just play another heart, say, to take out that queen of hearts, but there's no point. Now this is what's known as the rule of 1. If you've got a winning trump left, you can, most of the time, it's okay to just leave it, okay, not draw it. They can simply rough whenever they like. So we're going to carry on. We're going to rough a diamond. As it turns out, this queen of diamonds is now good. So it looks like we don't have any problems now. We can just simply play. We know the jack of spades is out, so we can play a spade. Now, if they want to rough this, then they can rough it, okay? It makes no difference. Play another club, queen. Getting rid of a, doesn't really matter. I'm getting rid of a winner. Okay, it doesn't really matter what I do now. Got the rest of the tricks. I can even rough that if I want, and that's even a winner. Okay, so 10 tricks again. Made exactly. Okay, so board 3. So this time we've only got a 21 count. They got the majority of the points, north-south. We've only got 21 points, so we're not going to make it. We're not going to be in game. but we've got a 9-card diamond fit, so we want to make a part score in diamonds. So that means we need to get 7 or more tricks in diamonds. So let's try and do that. So west leads and north is dummy. So everyone can see the dummy hand in normal bridge. Declare is in charge of the dummy hand, remember. So again, we go through the suits. So diamonds is trumps. Spades, how many losers have we got? So we could play a small spade to the king. That would be taken by the ace, let's say. And then play a spade back to the queen, and that wins. So we've only got one loser in spades. In hearts, we can play the ace and king of hearts, and then we've got a losing heart. So we've got one losing spade, one losing heart. Diamonds, we can play the ace, king, queen, and hopefully the diamond should break 3-1 or 2-2 at worst, and we shouldn't lose any diamonds. Clubs, I've got 3 clubs to lose here. Okay, so 3 losers in clubs, so that's 5 losers in total. Now, how can we reduce our losers? Well, clubs, we can rough third round of clubs. So we should only lose 2 club tricks. So we're going to lose 1 spade, 1 heart, and 2 clubs. That's 4 tricks we're going to lose in total. So hopefully we should be able to get 9 tricks. And yeah, if we can somehow get rid of a heart, maybe if we're lucky, the queen of spades we might somehow get 2 spade tricks, okay, and be able to throw this heart away. So that's the only other thing I can hope for. Okay, looks like we can just play low here. Now again, dummy has got no clubs, so as east. Now I know we can see all the cards and it's okay to sort of play another club, but as east, we shouldn't really risk playing a club just in case this hand is also out of clubs. This hand's out of clubs as well. What can happen before is that rough and discard, that pesky discard. That pesky rough and discard, okay? So what he should do is try to play back a suit that they're weak in here. So we can play through the strength. So, okay, I'm just going to play a heart, okay? And we're going to go with the ace. Okay, so this is the strength in heart. So we're going to play through the strength, okay, and into the weakness. The weakness, so the heart suit is weak. Okay, so let's draw a trump first of all. Let's play the king. It's a good idea to try and keep sort of sometimes honors. But here, the reason why I'm playing the queen, again, is just in case the diamonds break 4-0. Diamonds break 4-0, I can pick up the jack diamonds in either hand. Okay, now they broke 3-1, so that's fine. So where do I want to finish? I want to finish in this hand. So worst case, if diamonds break 3-1, I want to finish over there. So I can play the king of diamonds. Right, and they do break 3-1. I know my partner's got the ace of clubs, so I can throw that away. Play the ace. Now what I want to do, I want to play towards this king of spades. I'm kind of hoping this king of spades wins, or this hand east has got the ace of spades and goes up with it. As it turns out, it's in the wrong place for me. That's kind of bad news. Okay, so now we're going to play the jack of spades back. Going to win with the queen. What can we do now? Try another spade. Rough it. And now I'm going to play a club. And rough it. Now, if I'm counting, you see, that 8 of spades is not a winner. It's sometimes quite difficult to remember quite a few of the high-ish intermediate cards, but obviously here I can see that the 8 of spades is not a winner. You could try it out, okay? I'm pretty certain that 7 of hearts or 9 of hearts isn't going to win. So you could, what I would do is try the 8 of spades and see if it might be a winner, you know, if you've forgotten. Because what you can do is throw away this losing 7 of hearts. As it turns out, this hand this hand plays the 9. So now you should just ruff it. And then just play your high cards from the top. And clearly this 7 of hearts, 9 of hearts is not going to win. Okay, but that's fine. We did what we said we were going to do and make 9 tricks, remember? So let's play this last one, see how well we can do on this last one. Okay, so we're going to play 4 spades. Again, we've got 25 points between us and we've got 9 spades. Okay, North leads the Jack of diamonds. So let's go through this. Spades. 9 spades. Now remember what I said before. With 9 of them and missing the queen, we're hoping to play the ace and the king of spades and hoping the queen of spades drops in 2 rounds or even 1 round. Yep. Hearts. So hopefully we've got no losers in spades. Hearts, we've got quite a few losers. We've got missing 6 hearts. Now, what I said before was when you've got an even amount of cards missing, so 6 cards missing, they're most likely to break 4-2 rather than breaking 3-3. So we need to ruff some hearts, potentially. Okay. Diamonds, we're going to lose the ace of diamonds. Okay. Clubs, we're going to win the ace of clubs and we can potentially lose another. So when you make one hand the master hand, so here we've made West the master hand, we've gone through each suit and you just assume that all the finesses are going to not work. Okay. But we're going to try the finesses. A finesse is basically playing a lower card and hoping that can win the trick. So we'll come to that in a minute. So here we're going to play the king and then the ace wins. And now what we're going to play back? Could play back a diamond. Partner's led the jack from whatever. Probably top of a sequence lead. So here, top of a sequence lead, jack 10, 9, 8. So we could play back a diamond. I could play back a heart. I'm obviously not, well, I say obvious. I'm not going to lead back a club, okay? This is where you're a defender, and this is the strength in clubs. If you can see, if you play a club, it's going to go 9, jack, queen, all right? This queen is going to win. Whereas if declarer plays towards the ace queen, if they play 9, small, put in the queen, your king would win. So this is never a good thing to do, play into strength like this. Usually, okay, when I say never, in bridge, there's almost never a word never, okay? The majority of the time, it's usually right not to play a club here. So you've got a choice. You could come back a diamond, okay? So that queen will win, but it's pretty much easy to get into this hand. So it's kind of no worries in some respect. I mean, what you're hoping for may be that partner's led away a singleton diamond, possibly. So I'm actually going to come back a diamond. Now, as it turns out, this hand's out. And that queen of diamonds is a winner. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw away a losing club. So remember on the clubs, we've got one winner with the ace and this other card's going to lose. So what I'm going to do now is throw away that losing club and win it with the queen. Okay, so now I don't need to take any finesses in clubs. I can just play the ace of clubs and I'm sorted. Okay, but I'm in this hand at the moment. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm now going to take a heart finesse. I'm going to play the 10 and I'm going to put in the queen and hope South has the king of hearts. Okay, so this is what's known as a finesse. Yep, we're going to play the queen. By playing a lower card, we're hoping that the king is trapped. Okay, now if we played the 10 and South put in the king, we'd cover it with the ace and then the queen would be a winner. Okay, so this is what I would class as the classical finesse position when you've got ace queen. Okay, this is this is like the classic finesse. So here we're playing a lower card, hoping it'll win. Okay, it's a very important thing in bridge, the finesse. So that's one. Okay, so when we play the ace of hearts, we're going to still have to ruff some hearts. Okay, I'm going to have to ruff probably 2 of them. But what I'm going to do first is going to play Ace King of Spades out and hopefully drop the Queen of Spades in 2. As it turns out, that works. So now I've got no losers now in spades. So I'm going to play the Ace of Hearts, and with the idea of now ruffing some hearts. No throws a useless clubwise, so we ruff that. And I can play a diamond back if I want to, and ruff that. And then play another losing heart, and ruff that. Okay, so what I've done now is I've ruffed 2 losing hearts, and now I've actually got the last heart left. So here I can actually just play the Ace of Clubs, play another club, ruff it. Okay, all these are good. I'll just play another spade, and then play my winning heart that I've got left. Okay, and on that one, I won 12 tricks. I did really well. I made what is known as 2 over tricks. Now, don't worry too much about the scoring. All right, it's not that important at the moment. But because we made a gain contract, we got a bonus. And because we're vulnerable as well, that increases our bonus. So there you go. That's 4 hands played in trumps. Hope you found that useful. And we'll do a mixture of no trumps and trumps in the next lesson.